Today I want to talk about the problem with strength of schedule for Ohio State, Alabama, and even Appalachian State, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always sports related. I'm for Appalachian State UCFing up this half-cocked idea called the college football playoff, where we let a bunch of suits and titles decide the one thing the scoreboard was invented to resolve. Like Thanos, the scoreboard is dispassionate, honest, and fair to rich and poor alike. On any given Saturday, Appalachian State can roll into Sanford Stadium, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Owen Field, or Death Valley, both of them, and get a W. Give me a 16-team playoff with an automatic bid for conference for the 10 FBS programs, Power 5 and Group of 5 alike, then vote on the remaining 6 at-large teams if you must. Then, the 8 first-round games you play them at the higher seeds home field. Play those games the weekend before Christmas. The 4 second-round games can be played for the 4 New Year's Six sites, with 2 semifinal contests hosted by the other 2 New York Six components on a rotational annual basis. Play the title game 2 weeks later. If you're about winning, you want this. If you're not, you're a coward. Wins and losses matter. As Texas fans will tell you, by an inch or by a mile, you flip the capital M upside down, point to the scoreboard and say, we beat them. To hell with your schedule. If it's weak, you'll get found out in this playoff. If you're lucky, then make like Leicester City at the roulette table and let it ride, baby. This is what the games are about. Just because your schedule is tough doesn't mean we reward you for having a more talented roster. It's like giving you a car for doing the bare minimum of graduating from high school because your mommy and daddy had a little money. Just because you live doesn't mean you're alive. Go win. Do not lose. A 16-team playoff ensures everyone who should be in got in and you can lose. No excuses though, just chumps with an elitist mindset, all right? This is where I get off on this. I'm from Oklahoma, okay? We don't run from nothing and nobody. T.I. wrote a song about us. It's called Motivation. You can look us in the eye and see we're ready for whatever. Anything that doesn't kill us makes us better. We ain't dead. You can take the fame and the cheddar. Any game, any deal, we still some go-getters. Take our freedom for the moment, but it ain't forever. We got the spirit of God. Heart of a dope dealer. We some kings and queens. See us hanging with some cold killers. We ain't never backed down or ran from no. See, you thought I was going to say it, but I ain't going to say it. Look, the point here is if you think you can win, then go win. If you're Appalachian State and you beat North Carolina and you beat some Sun Belt opponents, why are we keeping you out of this playoff? Because we have an elitist attitude about it? Because we don't want to actually live in a meritocracy? Because we do want to live in oligarchy? No. I'm not from Russia, dog. This is not the Cold War. This is college football. The motto goes like this. If you think you can bang, then let them hang. Come heavy or don't come at all. Knock only if you want this knockback. Bring noise, bow to no one, crank that loud. Tighten up, lock it down, buckle the strap, and let's go. This is football. This is what the boys spend 365 days thinking about. Why are we giving it up to some suits in a room? I'm riding for Appalachian State because I'll always ride for an undefeated Group of 5 team because I am a Group of 5 team. We're not even supposed to be here, all right? We're a Group of 5 team. We jumped in the truck, put 957 miles on it with trips to the press box at Owen Field and back to Oklahoma City to the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame to help dwindle the Thorpe Award semi-finalist field. We'll do it again next month for the finalist field. We're out working them because we want our seat at the table. And now that we're here, we want Bama. Line us up against Ohio State so we can crush their nuts. Give us Clemson and we'll Howard Rock them. Let us at the Bayou Bengals and we'll beat them so black you'll have to change their mascot to the chimney sweep named Soot. We want it all. Don't limit what we can do. Until then, until you give us what we need, we can only beat the folks who are in front of us, like Appalachian State. But let's just go ahead and blow up this strength of schedule argument while we're here. For every time Georgia schedules Notre Dame, they schedule 2 Murray States. For every time Texas schedules LSU schedules Northwestern State and Georgia Southern. For every Oregon and Auburn that gets scheduled, there's a Kent State and a Samford for Auburn. There's a Portland State, Montana State for Oregon. For every UCLA that OU schedules, there's an LA Monroe and a South Dakota. For every ampersand U that Clemson schedules, there's a Charlotte and a Wofford. None of you blue bloods and Cold War superpowers play a straight Power 5 schedule, and you can't argue you're helping smaller schools with their budgets while saying those same smaller schools can't play in your playoff. You schedule big games because they mean big game money. Tickets, TV, apparel, concessions, and memorabilia. The dog walk was loaded at the Notre Dame game. You don't schedule a name brand just because you want the selection committee to see you're challenging yourself. You do it so you can be the only game on TV on a Sunday playing Group of 5 Houston, and so CBS flexes your game against Notre Dame into a night game. You do it for the money and the power, not for the tradition and the prestige. And like the noblemen of old, you got to a position of royalty the same way Appalachian State is searching for a seat at court. You took it at the line of scrimmage and pointed at the scoreboard. Like Hobson, that's the philosophy. That's how you get the world to rock with you. That's how you get that killer following. You forgot, this wasn't so long ago that folks needed to fight to keep you away. And now you're acting like you didn't actually have to go out there and earn it. You're acting like Cain didn't kill Abel. You're acting all high and mighty and get shook like you don't know there ain't no such things as halfway crooks. All of y'all are doing this because you know Boise State and UCF can show up to your New Year's 6 with a jar of Vaseline and snatch your weave in the lunchroom because you ain't built for this. You're getting soft with your old money cushions, and I'm tired of it. Your favorite blue blood is only as good as the W's they get. Their weak schedule doesn't really tell us a damn thing. And it doesn't get us any closer to really knowing who is the best. See the 2018 Clemson Tigers, who had played an assortment of teams who were as competitive as a group of septuagenarian Walmart greeters during the regular season, and they still might be the best to ever do it because they won every single game they played and then skull-dragged Notre Dame and skull-dragged Alabama for a national championship. Schedules are so meaningless, it's comical. Your non-con is loaded with a bunch of teams you signed to contracts 10 years ago who just happen to be good right now. It's called luck, and Clemson is filled with it. And if you search your innards, you'll find you only care that your team might lose. You can fix that by playing a high glucose schedule of cupcakes and cakewalk to 11 wins. But getting that win against Wofford Citadel, Southeastern Missouri, or God help you, Tennessee, Georgia State looks awfully stupid when the scoreboard looks like a nitty beat saying, F you, pay me $450,000 for this butt kicking I just handed you, Georgia State. Otherwise, you're literally celebrating losing, which is antithetical to American values. And I thought I was talking to college football patriots here. No, if you want to reward losing, call yourself what you are, a loser. You don't deserve a chance at redemption when there are 130 teams playing just 12 teams to decide who among us is worthy. And worthiness is at the center of this argument because playing for a national title is not a right, it's a privilege. The only question is, how do we extend that privilege? Do we give it to LSU or Bama, one of whom will lose every single year, or to the team that ran the table and has yet to see a challenger capable of beating them like Appalachian State through week 9? I contend we're really just talking about making the rich richer because the only truism in the age of the college football playoff is this: if you don't play a mostly Power 5 schedule in a Power 5 league like Forrest Gump, you can't sit here. All right, that's it for me. Doses.